Hi, I'm Ken Gamble from North Hills Automotive. Proud to be recognized as the Brigham County No Harm No Foul Facility of the Year. We're here today to talk about being environmentally responsible when you change your own oil. While we're on top of the engine, let's look at a couple of things. First of all, here we have the oil dipstick. This allows you to look at the oil level to see exactly how much oil is in the vehicle. It's clearly marked, you can see engine oil. Secondly, we have the oil filler. That's where the oil is added to the engine. You're going to have to use something like a pair of jack stands to actually support the vehicle while you're under it, so you don't the vehicle drop on you. On this particular vehicle, the oil drain plug is right here on the bottom of the oil pan. The oil pan is where the oil is kept in the engine for use as it's running. The oil drain plug is just simply going to be taken out, and there's going to be oil that's going to come out of that, usually 4 to 5 quarts of oil in most cars. And one of the dangerous things here is this catalytic converter. You can easily burn yourself on that. You want to be very careful. Be sure to wear gloves. You don't want to get that oil on your hands. And if you can wear something heavier that would protect your hands from burns and from the oil at the same time, that would even be better. So when you're draining the oil out of the engine, you want to make sure it all goes in the container that you have selected for it to go into. We don't want to spill any on the outside, because when it rains, that's when that oil gets dispersed and moves into the groundwater, moves into our lakes and streams, and then eventually into our drinking. So now it's time to add oil back to the engine. What we're going to do is we're going to first pull the dipstick and make sure that it's cleaned off. So the oil simply is going to go right into this filler right here. The cap is clearly marked engine oil. Make sure when you're adding the oil to the engine that you don't spill it down the side of the motor, because all it's going to do is run down the side of the engine and then drip onto the highways and driveways, and when the rain comes, it's in the soil and it's in our water. And what we're going to do when we get that in there, we're going to put the dipstick back down the tube, let the motor sit for a few minutes, pull it back out, and then we're going to check the oil level. If it's still a little bit low, we're going to add maybe a half a quart, quarter of a quart, whatever it takes to get to the actual full mark. You can see the hash mark on here, and that dot right there is the full mark. So you're finished changing your oil, and now you suddenly realize that you have spilled a little bit of oil onto your driveway or wherever you're changing the oil. And the easiest way to clean that up is to simply take some kitty litter, pour it on the oil spill, allow that kitty litter to absorb that oil, scoop that up, you can dispose of that into the trash, and then the oil stain that's left, simply clean that with a cleanser that has no phosphates in it. So a lot of people have questions about what kind of oil do I need to use in my car. Re-refined motor oils have several advantages. It is actually made from used motor oil. It takes a third less energy to produce a re-refined motor oil than it does to produce a mineral-based motor oil. Another benefit is the fact that there's less chances of spills out in the Gulf and other waterways, because we're not taking as much oil out of wells to do it. We're using oils that have already been taken and we're reusing them. So this oil is just as good as a synthetic blend or a common mineral-based motor oil or something that is full synthetic. The Next Gen is a product made by Valvoline that is used widely. There are other options, of course, to getting your oil changed. You don't have to do it at home by yourself. As a matter of fact, with the price of oil changes in the market today, you can get an oil change about as cheap as you can change it yourself at home without the hassle. Somebody else can dispose of all those oils, worry about the spills and clean up, and you just walk away with a nice new oil change. At North Hills Automotive, we'd be happy to do that oil change for you. We have competitive prices on that, and we'd be happy to have you as one of our customers.